If you've ever tried to get a clear shot of a tiny flower or a bug and ended up with a blurry mess, you know how frustrating macro photography can be. I spent a few weeks testing out 5 of the most popular entry-level cameras to see which ones actually handle those close-ups. I bought these myself so I could find out which ones are worth your cash and which ones are just hype.
Product number 1. V-Janger 4K Digital Camera. When I first pulled the V-Janger out of the box, the first thing I noticed was how light it feels. It's a tiny thing, weighing just over half a pound, but it feels surprisingly solid in the hand. The 180-degree flip screen is a nice touch if you're trying to see what you're doing from weird angles. I spent most of my time messing with the 52mm macro lens that comes in the kit. Since this has manual focus, I found I had way more control over the shot than I expected for a budget camera. I'd press the shutter halfway, wait for that green focus frame to pop up, and the detail on small objects was actually pretty crisp. It's not a pro DSLR, but for a point-and-shoot, the 64-megapixel sensor does a decent job. The Wi-Fi feature made it easy to beam photos straight to my phone, which is great if you hate cables. If you're a beginner or a student looking for a starter kit that includes everything, like the SD card and extra batteries, this is a solid pick.
Product number 2. 5K 64-megapixel digital camera for beginners. Holding this camera, it feels a bit more modern than the previous one. It's still compact, but the build feels geared towards someone who wants a bit more video power alongside their photos. My favorite part during testing was the 5K video recording. At 25 FPS, the playback on my monitor looked smooth and way sharper than the standard 1080p stuff you usually see at this price point. The macro performance here relies on the autofocus system, which I found to be pretty snappy. I just pointed it at a subject, and the focus indicator did its thing without much hunting around. The included wide-angle and macro lens combo is easy to screw on, and it really opens up what you can capture. I also noticed the anti-shake tech actually helps when you're zoomed in using that 16x digital zoom. It keeps the jitters down so your shots don't look like a mess. If you're a beginner who wants to do a mix of high-res vlogging and close-up photography without a steep learning curve, you'll really like this one.
Product number 3. True 64-megapixel 4K compact camera. This one is the definition of pocket-sized. It weighs about 120 grams, basically the weight of a smartphone, so I could literally keep it in my jacket pocket all day without noticing it. It has a bit of a retro rounded edge design that's comfortable to hold, and the physical buttons make sense. I didn't have to dig through endless menus to find what I needed. I tested the beauty mode and the macro settings while out on a hike. The macro shots held up well for 4K stills, but what really impressed me was the battery management. I got about an hour of continuous video and a few hundred photos before it tapped out, and it charges back up through Type-C in about 30 minutes. It's super convenient. The mute scroll wheel for zooming is a clever little addition because it doesn't make that annoying clicking sound while you're recording. If you're a traveler or a teen looking for something ultra-portable that still takes sharp 64-megapixel photos, this is the one to grab.
Product number 4. Yatao 5K Dual Camera Kit. The Yatao feels a little different because of the dual camera setup. It's got a lens on the front and the back, which reminded me a lot of using a phone, but with the optics of a dedicated camera. When I was testing it, switching between a selfie and a macro shot of a leaf was seamless. It's definitely designed for the social media crowd. The 5K resolution is the star here. I noticed the colors were a bit more vibrant compared to some of the other budget models I've tried. The macro lens that comes with it is a separate attachment, and once it's on, the autofocus handles the close-up work pretty well. It also doubles as a webcam with zero setup, literally just plug and play. I did notice the battery comes partially charged, so you'll want to top it off before a big shoot. If you're a vlogger who needs to see yourself while also capturing high-detailed close-ups for tutorials, the dual lens setup makes this a very practical choice.
Product number 5. Flatic 6K 64-megapixel vlogging camera. This Flatic model is the heavy hitter of the group in terms of features. When I picked it up, I could tell they weren't messing around. It even comes with an external microphone and a lens hood. The build feels more prosumer than the others. During my testing, the 6K video was noticeably cleaner than the 4K models, especially when recording in slow motion to catch the movement of insects or water. The inclusion of an external mic is huge because it fixes the one big problem most small cameras have: muffled audio. My voice came through clear even when I was outdoors. For macro work, the included lens produced some of the best detail in the group, and the 180-degree flip screen made it easy to get the camera low to the ground for those bug's eye views. It also has an HDMI output, which I use to check my shots on my TV. If you want a complete studio in a box and care about having the highest resolution possible, this is definitely the winner. Outro. That's the breakdown of the best macro-capable cameras I've tested lately. Each one has its own vibe depending on if you care more about portability or video quality. If you want to see the current prices or more specs, I've put the links in the description below.